University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. With a place in the second round at stake, we're giving the student mind another spin in the centrifuge tonight to separate the little grey cells from the cotton wool. Now, University College London, or UCL, was established in 1826 and was the first English institution to teach students regardless of race, class or religion, famously earning itself the nickname the Godless Institution of Gower Street in the process. It's one of the two founding colleges of the University of London, and with around 23,000 students, a high proportion of whom are postgraduates, it's larger than many universities. As we never tire of reminding ourselves, it's also the resting place of the preserved corpse of its spiritual father, Jeremy Bentham, and tonight's team were toying with the idea of bringing his head along with them to serve as their mascot, but it's kept under secure lock and key, and anyway, we'd really rather they didn't. With an average age of 25, let's meet the UCL team.
Hello, I'm Adam Papaphilippopoulos. I'm from London and I'm reading for an MA in philosophy.
Hi, I'm Tom Tischuk-Smith. I'm from Cambridge and I'm studying medicine.
Their captain.
Hello, I'm Simon Dennis. I'm from London and I'm studying the history and philosophy of science.
Hi, I'm Tom Parton. I'm originally from Penkridge in Staffordshire and I'm reading natural sciences.
The University of Exeter is rumoured to be a favourite choice among students who prefer, for whatever reason, to be educated a long way from the parental home. It traces its origins to colleges established in the mid-19th century by educational reformers and philanthropists, and it became a university in 1955. Since then, the singers Will Young and Tom York, the cartoonist Steve Bell, the lawyer Fiona Shackleton, and the creator of Harry Potter, Joanne Rowling, have all graced its campus. Representing around 15,000 students with an average age of 26, let's meet their team.
Hello, my name's James Bellamy. I'm from Exeter and I'm studying zoology.
Hello, I'm William O'Rourke. I'm from Dorset and I'm reading English.
Let's meet their captain.
Hi, I'm Rob Bentle. I'm from Staines and I'm studying Arabic and Persian.
Hello, I'm John Alt. I'm originally from Warrington in Cheshire and I'm researching a PhD in Cornish studies.
OK, the rules are the same as ever, so fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. What term is used in demography to describe a group of people with the statistic in common? In ancient history, it refers to one of 10 divisions of a Roman legion.
Exeter Bellamy.
A cohort.
Cohort is correct, yes. The first bonuses go to you then, Exeter. They're on names. Which explorer gives his name to the strait that lies between the south of mainland South America and the north of Tierra del Fuego?
Magellan.
Correct. Which explorer gives his name to the strait that lies between Cape Dezhnev in Russia and Cape Prince of Wales in Alaska?
Bering.
Correct. Which explorer gives his name to the strait that lies between the North Island and the South Island of New Zealand?
Cook.
Correct. 10 points for this. His success was built firmly on the idea that you should not give consumers what they want because they don't know what they want.
UCL Tischuk-Smith.
Excuse me, sorry. Just gone.
Right, in that case, you get the whole thing, Exeter, because they don't know what they want. These words of the philosopher Julian Baggini refer to which US entrepreneur who died in October 2011? You may not confer. I'm going to have to avoid it. I'm sorry. You cannot confer. 10 points at stake for this, then. The designation AL2881 and the Amharic name Dinkinesh, meaning you are amazing, have been applied to the fossil remains of a hominid discovered in Ethiopia in 1974 and usually given...
UCL Dennis.
Lucy.
Lucy is correct, yes. Right, your first bonuses, UCL, are on Essex. Which Essex town describes itself as Britain's first city, originally called Camulodunum? The Romans named it Colonia Victrichensis.
Colchester.
Correct. In 1920, the Marconi factory in which Essex town was the site of the world's first official publicised sound broadcast?
Brentwood.
No, it's Chelmsford. Which Essex town became one of the first new towns in 1949? Its name later became an epithet for working-class voters who changed their political allegiance from the Conservatives to New Labour.
Chingford?
No, it's Basildon. 10 points for this. The name of which British Prime Minister appears in historical expressions which also contain the words poodle and declaration?
Exeter Alt.
Balfour.
Balfour is correct, yes. Right, these bonuses are on scientific principles, Exeter. Born in 1698, which French mathematician gives his name to the principle, also known as the least action principle, that states that a particle moving between 2 points will follow the path along which its total action is as small as possible?
Do we know? Ohm.
No, it's Maupertuis's principle. Named after a 17th century French mathematician, which principle is a special case of the least action principle applied to optics?
Pass.
That's Fermat's principle. And finally, the principle allows the derivation of what type of equations named after two mathematicians, one Swiss and one Italian?
Pass.
They're Euler-Lagrange equations. 10 points for this. In coastal geography, what two-word term denotes the zigzag movement of materials such as...
UCL Dennis.
Longshore drift.
Correct. UCL, your bonuses are on authors. In each case, the surname of the first person described is the given name of the second. For example, C.S. Lewis and Lewis Carroll. Your answer must include the given name and surname of both people described. Firstly, a US zoologist and author of the 1963 work Silent Spring, and the Southern Gothic novelist whose works include The Heart is a Lonely Hunter and The Ballad of the Sad Cafe.
Pass.
It's Rachel Carson and Carson McCullers. Secondly, two US novelists, the author of The Jungle, born 1878, and the author of Main Street and Elmer Gantry, born 1885.
Pass.
It's Upton Sinclair and Sinclair Lewis. And finally, both born in 1935, the authors respectively best known for The White Hotel and Schindler's Ark.
Pass.
It's D.M. Thomas and Thomas Keneally. Right, fingers on the buzzers, 10 points for this. The relative merits of stage design and literature in theatrical productions were the cause of repeated quarrels between the architect Inigo Jones and which playwright, his sometime collaborator?
Exeter O'Rourke.
Tom Stoppard.
Good Lord, no. UCL, one of you buzz?
UCL Parton.
Harold Pinter.
No, you're out by about 300 years or so. No, it's Ben Johnson. 10 points for this. What type of particle emitted by certain radioactive isotopes has a mass equivalent to 3.7 billion electron volts of energy, results in a decrease of 2 in the atomic number of the emitting isotope, and...
Exeter Bellamy.
An alpha particle?
Yes. Right, your bonuses this time, Exeter, are on third men. The third man argument is an examination of the theory of forms in the dialogue Parmenides, written by which philosopher?
Socrates.
No, it's Plato. The third man syndrome, in which explorers imagine or hallucinate the presence of one more member of their team than is actually present, is described in South, an account by which explorer of his Antarctic expedition of 1914 to 17?
Shackleton.
Correct. Who's the author of the 2010 memoir, The Third Man, which the Independent newspaper recommended to anyone remotely interested in politics, psychiatry and theatre?
Peter Mandelson.
Correct. Right, you're going to take a picture round. Your picture start is of a map with part of England and Wales with a Roman road highlighted. 10 points if you can give me the commonly used Anglo-Saxon name for the route.
UCL Dennis.
Fossway.
It is the Fossway, yes. Your picture bonuses are 3 more Roman roads highlighted on a map of part of England and Wales. I want you to give me the commonly used Anglo-Saxon names for each route. Firstly, for 5.
Watling Street.
Watling Street.
No, that's Ermine Street. Secondly...
Watling Street.
No, that's Aikman Street. And finally...
Watling Street.
It is, yes. Right, 10 points for this. One of 3 women awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf became the first woman to be elected head of state.
UCL Dennis.
Liberia.
Liberia is correct, yes. These bonuses could give you the lead, UCL. They're on philosophy. What two-word term is the title of a work of 1959 by A.J. Ayer and denotes the doctrines emerging from the Vienna Circle in the early 20th century based on the verification principle?
Logical positivism.
Correct. What two-word term is the English title of a work of 1984 by the Soviet philosopher Alexander Spurkin? Derived from the works of Hegel, it came to define the Marxist philosophy of the USSR.
Pass.
It's dialectical materialism. What name has been given to the doctrine by which, in the words of John Stuart Mill, actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness, but wrong as they tend to produce the reverse of happiness?
Utilitarianism.
Correct. Another starter question now. Fingers on the buzzers. Referring to a character in Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress, President Theodore Roosevelt allegedly coined what term in 1906 to describe writers and journalists who exposed political and economic corruption, often in an excessive and sensationalist style?
Exeter Bentel.
Yellow journalist.
Nope. One of you buzz, UCL? I'll tell you, it's muckrakers. 10 points for this. Meaning whey or watery fluid, what term denotes the greenish-yellow liquid that separates from the clot when blood coagulates, when taken from an animal that's been inoculated with bacteria?
UCL Tushchuk Smith.
Serum.
Serum is correct, yes. You get the lead. Your bonuses are on pharmacology. Analgesics such as aspirin and ibuprofen are classified as NSAID. For what does this abbreviation stand?
Non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. Do you want to?
Nominate Tushchuk Smith.
Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs.
Correct. Aspirin and ibuprofen work by inhibiting the enzymes COX-1 and COX-2. What is the full name of these enzymes?
Cyclooxygenase, excuse me.
Correct. And thirdly, aspirin and ibuprofen are also antipyretic agents, meaning that they serve to reduce what condition?
Fever.
Fever.
Correct. Well done. Right, 10 points for this starter question. What everyday word can precede law, sense and market? The latter expression indicating...
UCL Dennis.
Common.
Common is correct. Your bonuses this time, UCL, are on chess grandmasters. Which Indian player won the 2010 FIDE World Chess Championship, beating Bulgaria's Veselin Topalov by 6.5 to 5.5?
Anand.
Anand is correct, yes. Which Danish player who died in September 2010 became the first grandmaster to lose a game to a computer program when he was beaten by Deep Thought in 1988?
What nation? Danish.
Pass.
It was Bent Larsen. And finally, beaten by the incumbent Kirsan Ilyushinov, which Russian former world champion lost the controversial 2010 election for the presidency of the World Chess Federation?
Kasparov.
No, it's Karpov, Anatoly Karpov. 10 points for this. In 1611, the Civic Guard of Antwerp commissioned which Flemish artist to create the Descent from the Cross triptych for their altar in the city's cathedral?
UCL Papa Philippopoulos.
Vermeer.
No. Exeter, one of you buzz?
Exeter Alt.
Bosch.
No, it's Peter Paul Rubens. 10 points for this. La Casa de los Espíritus and De Amor y de Sombra are the Spanish titles of two novels by which Peruvian-born Chilean author who fled to Venezuela...
UCL Tushchuk Smith.
Losa.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Who fled to Venezuela after Pinochet's military coup in 1973?
Exeter Bentel.
Neruda.
No, it's Isabel Allende. 10 points for this. Listen carefully. The course record for the university boat race is 16 minutes 19 seconds, set by Cambridge in 1998. To the nearest whole astronomical unit, how far does sunlight travel in that time?
UCL Dennis.
2.
Correct.